I want to provide a scenario for you. Say you're walking into work and you already know the dynamic. There's a coworker whose presence tends to create friction. Maybe it's a subtle competitiveness, maybe it's passive aggression, maybe it's just misalignment. Now, in the past, the instinct might be to wish the situation away, to hope they transfer, or to mentally label them as a problem. But conceptual thinking reframes the moment. Instead of asking, why do I have to deal with this? The question becomes, when in life will I not have to deal with this? The situation shifts. It becomes practice. Not practice in tolerating toxicity, but practice in navigating it. Practice in regulating my response. Practice in observing patterns. Practice in maintaining affected homeostasis. Think of it as the emotional equilibrium in the middle of disruption, while engaging reality as it is, not as I wish it to be. The event is no longer a personal verdict. It becomes a part of the learning cycle. So what is conceptual thinking? Well, conceptual thinking is the ability to move beyond isolated events and recognize patterns, structures, and underlying principles. It asks, what system is this a part of? What principle is operating here? What pattern is repeating? In instructional design, we do not simply create content. We analyze learner needs, constraints, cognitive load, and outcomes. We look for structure. Conceptual thinking allows designers to see the architect beneath the lesson. The same is true in life. Now, I want to explain emotional homeostasis. Think of emotional homeostasis as the psychological equivalent to biological homeostasis, which is the body's internal mechanism for maintaining stability, temperature, pH, glucose levels, even when external conditions change. Now, the body does not eliminate weather, it regulates in response to it. Affected homeostasis is the deliberate practice of maintaining that same stability emotionally while still engaging the world fully. It does not mean emotional suppression, it means regulation with awareness. Conceptual thinking supports affected homeostasis because it creates cognitive distance. When we recognize patterns, we stop interpreting every event as personal chaos. Navigating the novel nature of living. As you all know, living is inherently novel. Roles change, relationships evolve, expectations collapse, outcomes surprise us. If we react to each moment as isolated and personal, life can feel pretty chaotic. But when we zoom out and ask, what larger pattern does this belong to? Novelty becomes navigable. The coworker is no longer just an irritation. They become a recurring archetype, a system dynamic, a leadership challenge, and sometimes even a mirror. And once we see the pattern, we gain agency. So how do we apply instructional design to the self? In instructional design, we anticipate challenges, we scaffold, and we design for clarity. We do not shame learners for struggling. We adjust the structure. Now let's apply that to yourself. Instead of labeling anxiety as weakness, conceptual thinking reframes it as a nervous system's response to uncertainty, B, a predictable reaction to novelty, C, data within the system. Instead of labeling setbacks as failures, we recognize feedback loops, iteration cycles, and developmental stages. The moment we contextualize, we regulate. Practical integration. When feeling destabilized, pause and ask yourself, what system is being disrupted? What expectation is being challenged? And what pattern have I seen before? And then we zoom out and reframe the event as part of a learning process rather than a personal verdict. This is instructional design applied inward. Conceptual thinking is cognitive architecture. It allows us to see structure beneath experience. When we apply it to the human condition, we gain the ability to navigate novelty without collapsing into it. We maintain affected homeostasis, emotional equilibrium without disruption, not by avoiding experience, but by contextualizing it. In the same way an instructional designer creates structure for learners, we can create internal structure for ourselves. And when structure increases, chaos decreases. Conceptual thinking is the bridge.